Ladies and gentlemen, I was banned from TikTok for saying that men can't be pregnant. Yeah, that happened. And I guess this is something I saw coming. There's a reason I don't post to TikTok very often, and the reason is everything gets taken down. If you dare speak ill of anyone on TikTok, you get banned, you get taken down. So I saw this coming. TikTok loves deleting videos and controlling free speech. Who would have thought that would ever happen from a company owned by China? In a few moments, I'll show you the video that I made that got me banned. That was so outrageously offensive, it couldn't be shown on TikTok. The only appropriate way for them to deal with me was to kick me off forever. But first, let's look at the rules for TikTok. At TikTok, we prioritize safety, diversity, inclusion, and authenticity. Okay, well, how about you include me, you fucks? There are a lot of rules to TikTok, but I'll focus on two. The first one being this: hateful behavior. TikTok is a diverse and inclusive community that has no tolerance for discrimination. So basically that means that I'm fucked because I'm a straight white male. So anything I talk about any divisive topics is immediately wrong, incorrect, and full of bigotry. The reason being that straight white male speech is automatically hate speech. Attacks and slurs on the basis of protected attributes. I think calling people a protected species is a little bit weird. Why does someone have to have a protected attribute? Now, I understand you don't want to be racist, you don't want to be sexist, and you don't want to be all those horrible things, right? And obviously there's a difference between humor and being deliberately aggressive in a certain way or inciting hate against someone. That's not cool. But saying that someone is a protected species just because of the color of their skin or what they identify as or what they want to do in the bedroom is absolutely ridiculous. Treating people like a protected species is so offensive. Surely you, as a person who might fit themselves into one of those minority areas, surely you find that highly offensive that you need special rules. It's ridiculous. We define hate speech or behavior as content that attacks, threatens, incites violence against, or otherwise dehumanizes an individual or group on the basis of that following protected attribute. Now, the whole idea with hate speech is interesting because when you say that hate speech is ridiculous and hate speech is overbearing in the social media world, people who aren't involved in these conversations goes, what the fuck are you talking about? That's ridiculous. How could you possibly say that we shouldn't be so concerned about hate speech? But you're not living in this realm that we're living in. Okay, you're off doing whatever you're doing, having a real life. In our world, hate speech is anything. And that is why it's ridiculous. It's the same with all the other pejorative terms like transphobia, fat phobia, all these type of phobias, right? If you say one thing that doesn't run in line with the mainstream accepted opinion of these people or this attribute or whatever, then you are full of hate speech or you are this phobia. We should be allowed to have open discussions about trans issues in the same vein that we have open discussions about mathematics or science or paleontology. These are all human experiences, and controlling how people talk about them is fucking horrifying. And that is exactly what TikTok's doing here. Also, can I just say this? I didn't dehumanize anyone by saying that. I didn't incite violence by saying that. And yet somehow at TikTok HQ, Xi Jinping's walked in and said, get rid of that Butterfield prick, he's fucked. The thing is, they enforce some rules but not others. For example, adult nudity and sexual activities. That's one of the behaviors that TikTok says no to. And if you've ever spent more than 5 seconds on TikTok, you know that TikTok, all it fucking is asses and titties. They abide by what they say about nudity, sure, slightly. But as far as sexual activities, is this not sexual, all right? Imagine you're scrolling through TikTok and you're in bed and your partner's behind you in bed. She's rolled over, she's dozing off, and then she just sees these giant big cheeks flopping up and down on your screen, and she's like, what the fuck are you watching, Butterfield, you dirty prick? Go and sleep on the lounge. And then you have to watch 400 twerking videos before you can go to sleep. That is a real life scenario that I didn't experience, but I'm sure someone has. Point being, TikTok is Pornhub for teenagers. That's all it is. So all that's fine. That's fine. Say what you want about white people, white men, we're the devil, I get it. Get your titties out, get your asshole out, but I'll tell you what's not okay. I tell you what will result in a permanent ban. This video.
This is an image of a Calvin Klein advertisement showing off a pregnant man. Okay, just let me put this out here, and I know this is going to upset some people. Pregnant men don't exist, okay? They're women. Okay, now I've told you that. Wake up to yourselves.
That was a video where I stated facts. Absolute facts. As a man, you are not able to have a child. Why? Because you do not have a uterus and you cannot push a baby out of your cock. Have you ever seen someone with kidney stones try to push a tiny little stone out of their cock? It's extremely painful. Could you imagine pushing a fucking child's head out of that? That video was about a Calvin Klein model. To celebrate Mother's Day in America, Calvin Klein released a campaign on their Instagram that featured 3 different families in support of women and mothers all over the world. One of those families is Roberto Betez and Erica Fernandez from Brazil. At the time of the campaign shoot, Roberto, who was assigned female at birth, write that down, was expecting a baby boy. I can't believe they gave that baby a gender. That's very offensive. According to his Instagram, Roberto welcomed his son Noah on May 10th. Now, Roberto looks like this. He is a man. He looks exactly like a man. If you saw him walking down the street, you'd go, that's a bloke. Except for the fact that he's got a big pregnant belly with a baby in it and a vagina. I would call Roberto and a man if that's what he wanted, right? I'll call him a woman. I don't give a fuck. I'll just be a nice person. But Big Bad Rob, if you're running around going, yeah, look at me, I've got a pregnant belly, I've got a baby in me and I'm a bloke, I'd probably say, fuck off, Rob. Fuck you to the moon. But in polite society, we would do that because when we're being polite, we do things. We ignore the obvious. If you've got a lazy eye and I'm talking to you, I ignore the lazy eye. I look at the good one. I don't say, hey, why is your lazy eye looking over there? Does that motherfucker need a GPS? No, it's polite society, so we're nice. But when we have to ignore science and cold hard science, not fucking fringe science, that men do not have uteruses, and we have to ignore that because for some reason this weird narrative that we live in now is controlled by a far left leaning social media service like TikTok, like Twitter. And you better believe they're fucking far left leaning. Like, listen to this.
Twitter does not ruin Facebook. Ideologically, it does not make sense, like, because we're actually censoring the right, not the left. Because everyone on the right wing will be like, bro, it's okay to say, just gotta tolerate it. The left will be like, no, I'm not gonna tolerate it. I need it censored, or else I'm not gonna be in the conflict.
That's from a senior engineer at Twitter. Maybe the Chinese enjoy fueling the culture wars and pulling us further and further apart, making us believe this ridiculousness, putting bots into the situation that pump this up. We know all of this. Go and look it up if you fucking don't believe me. Go and look into it, you fucking lazy fucks, all right? I'm not bringing it to you. I'm fucking over it. TikTok's fucked. I don't know if I'll get it back. I've reached out to someone I knew there. Who knows? But what I will ask you right now is, because everything gets deleted and taken down, go and join my Patreon page. I know, everyone's got a Patreon and Patreon deletes some people. Just fucking hear me out, all right? We put exclusive content on there, behind the scenes videos, stand-up clips that I can't post on here because it's current material, all that type of stuff from as little as $1 a month. That's 25 cents a wink. A wink? A wank. That's the link is down below, ladies and gentlemen. Be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East, big stinks to the bye bye. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching the video. Your support means absolutely everything. If you haven't subscribed, do it right now. You keep me dogs fed and I love you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, there's 3 new videos on this channel every week. And if you want more, you can head over to Little Butts Man, which is the 2nd channel. Ladies and gentlemen, there is more. What about the podcast each and every week? It's available on Spotify and YouTube as well. And I'm also on tour right now around the country doing my show, Cancel Me Now. Stand-up comedy is back, ladies and gentlemen, and please, for Christ's sake, follow me on Instagram. I'm very lonely. Love ya. Bye.